My hometown wasn't, well, safe. Gangs and criminals were everywhere. Well, they used to be. Yeah, most of the criminals were reformed into better people or went missing, which leads me into why I'm typing this. I usually go to meet my parents and meet with old friends for the holidays. We would talk and I would sleep over. Then I'd go back to my wife. Nothing special. This year, however, I encountered one of my older friends, John. He used to be a petty criminal, but he's reformed into a good father and a great husband. We caught up on what we were both doing in our lives, which led up to us talking about the town itself. It's changed a lot since I left. It looks more clean and more safe. We both went on a walk to where we used to walk back home from school. It looked as beautiful as the day I left, except for one thing: an entrance further in the woods. It was barely visible, but when I saw it, I asked John, and he said I was just being paranoid. I figured that. The woods, yet beautiful, kind of unnerved me when I was a kid. After that, we hung out and talked, and eventually, I went back to my parents' house to spend the night. I ate dinner and talked to my parents about how my day was. But once I brought up the entrance, they looked startled for a millisecond. Before going back to normal, they had the same excuse, saying I was just being paranoid. Hours went by after ending a video chat with my wife. I laid on the bed and tried to sleep, but the entrance kept bothering me. Why was everyone dismissing me? Eventually I got up and thought, you know what, it's time to check it out. I made sure my parents were asleep before I left. Thinking back on it now, maybe I should have just stayed in bed. I went to the woods and found it. The entrance had a door, and it was heavy to open, but I did it, entering the underground place. It wasn't dark. In fact, I was blinded by light. When my eyes were able to adjust, I saw a pure white room with one black door in front of me. Opening that door felt like going through a different building. It was a catacomb filled with shelves of nothing. The catacombs were small, just being a circle of empty shelves, until I got to the other side, where I saw skeleton heads, 50 of them, but they didn't look old. They looked fairly new. I was startled by an ear-piercing scream. It sounded like a man, and it was right in the door next to me. Sounds of saws and bone crushing made me run away as fast as I could. I heard the door open, but before I could see anything in the room, I had already made it to the exit. Slamming the door behind me, I left only to be met with about 60 people, including John and my parents, waiting for me at the exit. My father told me to calm down in that reassuring tone he has. Calm down, we aren't here to hurt you. We thought it would be time for you to understand the truth. You know how the town has gotten better, right? I shook my head. Well, this is how. These catacombs are for the people who don't follow the rules. If they break the rules, they get dragged down here to be killed. Let's just go home and forget about all of this, okay? I nodded my head in fear. The rest of my stay, I couldn't stop thinking about those screams, pleading for someone to save them. I went home on the second day. The drive back home was silent. I felt like I was being watched by someone. And so I'm back home now and typing this out. My wife texted me saying she'll be home soon. I can't take it with this paranoia anymore, so I thought it would be best to write out this story. Anyways, I'm logging out. I'm just going to watch some TV to get my mind off of things.